Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the second part of our Fallout 76 Burning Springs first look. Where we're going to start making our way up to Highway Town. So, we've been told, we met the Rust King, we met Ava, we got knocked out twice. And now we're headed very north. Very, very north. Am I not zoomed out properly? No, I am. Because he wants us to go to Highway Town and look for somebody called Weasel? Or Runt? Or something? I don't know. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. We're just gonna make our way slowly north, just checking out some landmarks and things along the way. Very, very sort of Fallout 3 style. People can say, oh, it's like Fallout New Vegas. This looks like Fallout 3 to me. What's going on here? Someone just flew past me at high speed. Oh, this is someone's camp. I'm like, oh, this has like all the amenities. This is pretty great. It's someone's little portable tent thing. Railroad service yard, eh? I don't currently have Fallout First, so this isn't a private world. So there might be places where there's no enemies and stuff. Ooh, unlock doors, please. Oh. Knocked me out twice, shame on you. Knocked me out a third time, I'm probably into it. Yeah, that's true. Looks like Destiny. There you go. I'm glad that you have a good grasp on what Destiny looks like. Okay. Alright, so we picked that lock for something. Again, we might be going through play. Ah, hello. We did change some of our perks and stuff around, so we should be able to cripple limbs and stuff a little bit easier for a lot of enemies. What's beeping? Hello? Hello? Abraxadine intel. A locked briefcase with a large Abraxadine chemical logo on it. A label on the back reads, if found, return to Abraxadine Chemical Regulatory Compliance Office, Athens, Ohio. Okay. Sure. Stuff. Stuff that is not worth anything, but still, it is stuff all the same. Eh. The least Destiny looking game at the moment is Destiny 2. Yeah, righto. Righto. Because Minecraft looks way more like Destiny 2 these days. Oh, bobblehead, thank you. I like that. Rest started dirty laundry. Hey? Huh? Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, minutes ago, game. What else is in this place other than probably more ghouls? Never mind, it's more ghouls. We're being very sneaky, but if we get caught, it's going to just take a lot of shots and we're very weak. That's the thing I see all the time. I see a lot of people like using the most broken builds in this game and then complaining that all the enemies are too easy. And my answer to that is not something that people like. It is a very unpopular opinion. And I get why. Because part of it is because I wish that my preferred build was as powerful as some of those builds. Like, yeah, I'm going around one-shotting ghouls, but who doesn't? But the, anything tougher than that is a bit of a fight. But yeah, it's, to nerf everything. That's not going to happen. Because people would lose their mind. And I get it. I get why. I'm not saying that, like, that's the best option, because it's clearly not. But, I mean, that would solve a lot of problems that people are complaining about it. But anyway. But yeah, I do see a lot of people using very broken builds. Very broken builds. And that's cool. Like, do what you want. Like I said, I wish mine was that good. Highway Town Settler, hey? I just need to build a better sniper rifle too, I think. I think that's probably the better option. Build a better sniper rifle. Speaking of, I forgot, I never even started Outriders. I bought it day one, still unopened. Yeah, I didn't. I saw it and went, I'm good. Like, it looked cool. I had some friends that were like, you should come play it, it's awesome. And I was like, nah. I'm busy. Playing other things. And then a week later they weren't playing it anymore, and I'm like, meh, well, I'm glad I didn't spend money on it. Then it came to Game Pass. Then I left Game Pass. I still haven't played it. Oh, I might have played the first 10 minutes. Maybe. Or maybe I watched someone play the first 10 minutes. I don't even remember. Inaccessible? Aww. Ooh, Nuka Cherry. Some Nuka Cherry Cola. Astoundingly awesome tales. There you go. What else we got in here? Ooh, another one of these. Thank you. Don't really know. I should probably look at the... I have to investigate a Braxidine Chemicals legal office. Where is that? Oh, there's a lot of people up here. Oh, it's all the way up there? Really? Okay. People like big number. Sure, that's fine. People like steamrolling things until it's too easy. The break room key. Automation update. Foreman Jacobs. What is it? If you're firing more than one bullet, it's not a Jacobs. Foreman Jacobs. Just writing to update you on the progress of our automated repair robots. We're happy to report that as of their most recent tests, they are now performing on par with our best human workers. With this success, our plans are now to roll out a full automation within the next 6 months at your facility. As a result of this fantastic opportunity, we're regrettably going to have to dismiss a number of the human workers at your location. To ensure the robots continue to operate at peak efficiency, we wish to retain you and an engineer of your recommendation as maintenance workers. Training will be provided to ensure you're both able to do what's required. With regards to the other workers at the facility, please notify them of their dismissal at the earliest opportunity. In acknowledgement of the stress and upset this may cause, we're offering a special severance package of 2 whole weeks' pay and a coupon for a meal at the Corner House Cafe in Athens. You may consult the informations pack we've provided for more details. Linda Montgomery, Automation Director at Heartland and Eastern Rail. Cool. So nice of her. Something I'm actually going to do real quick. I am going to... where are we? Event quest active when started. Yeah. Advanced. Go throwing arc. Nah. Hold ping, backpack visible. Grenade, mine, targeting mode. What? Only my own? No? Free cam stuff. Nope. Must be display. Floating markers, draw distance, floating quest text. Active effects. Light opacity, power armor hard. Public team notifications, yeah, all that's off. Off. Yeah, they're all off. Okay, good. Good. Ooh, I want you, I don't know if I need you. Ooh, I'm down to find out. Yeah, it's a good song. Also, don't know if I've asked before, but what's your stance on the growing trend of people constantly complaining that every game is too easy until they make it unenjoyable? I really think that that's an individual problem. And I think that that's something that, like, it comes... Like, there's always going to be a vocal minority for games. Because it's not just difficulty. Like, difficulty is just the example of the day. Nothing on the radio. Difficulty is the example of the day. Because people go, oh, this is too hard. It needs difficulty options. And then there's other people that are like, no, don't have difficulty options. They just need to get good. And it's like, well... I mean, the reality is... people need to be more in tune with what is difficult for them and what is satisfying for them difficulty-wise. Because a lot of people... What's this do? Nothing. What's this do? Woo! Wait. Oh, wrong button. I was going to crouch. Never mind. Okay, I'm sorry. Push it again. A lot of it comes down to people not knowing what is satisfying for them. Like, if they're playing a game and they find challenge in that game of a varying level, right? Let's just consider it a binary switch. A game is either challenging or not challenging, just for the sake of argument. If they find a game challenging and they engage with it while it's challenging, even if they find it difficult, there is going to be a certain group of people that will go, this is challenging, I love this. There's going to be a certain group of people that goes, this is challenging, it's too challenging for me, and they will disengage with it. And if they have a difficulty option to make it not challenging, maybe they'll play it for longer. Alternatively, there are people that go, this is challenging, I wish it was easier, and they engage with it for a certain amount of time until they go, nah, it's too hard, I'm going to put it on easy mode, or I'm going to make it non-challenging. And as soon as they do, they get bored. And they quit. And they go, nah, it just wasn't fun. And it's kind of like, well, you were engaging with it right up to the point that you made it not fun for yourself. And they go, no, that's the dev's fault. It's like, is it though? Like, just because there wasn't a perfectly tailored option for you, is that the dev's fault? Because that's what it boils down to. If the difficulty is not perfectly tailored to you, is that the dev's fault? Which I think no. As far as people complaining to make things easier until it's to the point that the game is ruined, again, I feel like that's very much a case-by-case type of situation. Because there's going to be people that enjoy the way that the game becomes. Overall, if a community dies off, then yeah, it's kind of hard to argue that that was the best option. But there will always be people that defend it. There will always be people that go, no, but it's better like this. I don't know why everyone hates it. Everyone else is stupid. Everyone else is stupid. You don't know. They don't know it. They don't know it. They just don't understand it's better like this. You're like, no, well, clearly they don't enjoy it, and overall the community is going to have a problem with it. I think the biggest issue is if a game has a certain locked difficulty when it releases, right? And that locked difficulty is basically set in stone from when the game comes out, right? There's no slider, there's no up, down, right? If it is too easy and there is no other option to it, the people that engage more with challenging content are going to bounce off it real quick, right? And vice versa, if it is too hard, let's take, I don't know, what's something that's been real hard that's come out recently that people are like, it's too hard. Like, what was it? Silksong, right? Silksong doesn't have difficulty options. No, Iron or Steel mode is not, Steel Soul mode is not a difficulty option. Any sort of hardcore mode is not a difficulty option. That's not what it is. It is a game type. It's a lot harder, yeah. Is it harder than the base game? 100%. But it's not a difficulty option. It doesn't make the game harder. It is a game type. Right? Because you can play Steel Soul mode in, well, let's say hardcore mode in any game. You just don't have the option to tick a box to make the game tell you not to cheat. Right? I could play this, and next time I die, I could be like, oh well, I delete this character. But I don't. Because I don't want to. Ooh, that's legendary or something? What the fuck? Just hit me. What just hit me? Legendary Deadly Stingwing. That's bad. How did the crit not hit? In a select few games like Destiny, I genuinely do believe it comes from content creators and their parrots so that they can farm clicks with guides on how to make it not miserable and very specific meta builds and stuff. Yeah, but if they're the only people that are talking about the game, like, it's the same with anything in life. There is always gonna... You only... So people are more likely to... I know I haven't read the full comment, and I haven't even read your next comment yet. But we talk about... restaurants, right? Okay? If somebody goes to a restaurant and they have a good meal, it's a good meal. They're like, oh, that was nice. That was really good. If it is a bad meal that they don't like, let's say it's a... We'll go on an out of 10 rating. No, I guess people will be dumb about that too. Right? Let's say 0 stars is... You know, the service was bad, the meal was bad, you ended up in hospital, whatever. It's something that is life-changingly bad. And then alternatively, a 5-star meal is like, this is the kind of meal that I want to have every day for the rest of my life. It is blowing my mind. Anywhere between, like, if it's 3-star, 4-star, 2-star even, a lot of people won't bother putting up a review. Holy shit, you just spawned in. I don't like that. This tree is floating? Let's not look at that tree. It's a bad tree. Oh, okay, that's alright. It's not a tree, it's a log. Silly me. Silly me, that's why it's floating. Oh. Second, I thought it didn't make sense. But people from like 2 to 4 stars, they're way less likely to put a review up. Then there will be people that have a 5-star review. They're like, I need to tell somebody how amazing this place is. But they're about as likely to put a review up as a 2-star reviewer. And then anybody that is a 0 or 1, they will talk about it. They will go out of their way to talk about it. And again, it's not going to be everybody, obviously, but it is way more likely for somebody that is having a bad time to talk about it. To vent, to complain, to find people that they can be like, you know, they can confirm their situation with, whatever. But it's just human nature. It's what happens. So when it comes to games, there's going to be people that are happy with the game the way it is. But if the vocal minority is 5%, And all you see people talking about is how terrible the difficulty is, and 1% of the people that love it are going in and defending it, then it's going to look like there's 5 times as many people that hate it. Even though 94% of people didn't say a word about it. And granted, there's going to be some people that don't like it, but there's going to be plenty of people that do. Ort Steuben. There's going to be plenty of people that do. That's a nice sky, that is. And I'm sure that there's a lot of Destiny creators that talk about how bad it is, because again, it makes people click on stuff. People are way more likely to click on things. And again, that's more of an issue with media in general. News. People watch news if they talk about war and famine and the other horsemen of the apocalypse. Rather than like... And on today's news, it's all happy stories about how good puppies are. People will be like, yeah, I know. Well, you're not telling me anything new. Puppies are good. I don't care. And they're going to move on. Right? People are way more likely to hear and respond to and, discuss a stock market crash than a stock market boom. Stock market boom, people might be like, oh my god, did you hear about the stock market? It's like, yeah, it's up so much. Yeah, that's crazy. If it's a crash, they're going to talk, they're going to go back and forth, they're going to talk about all the horrible things about it, all that sort of thing. The way I see it, if you need a meta for something and you can't just make your own ideas work, they're in the wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that you shouldn't be forced to play a certain game if the game is designed with flexible builds in mind. I think as long as the meta shifts often enough, it can work. But I think if it's something like with this, like if you set something in stone, this is what I was getting to with the difficulty thing. If there is a difficulty that is set and it is just challenging, right? There's no slider. And then after the game's been out for 3 years, they're like, oh, we're going to add an easy mode as well to try and bring in some new players and make some people happy. You might make the 5% of people that are complaining about it happy, but you're not going to bring in new players. And then some of the more difficult people, or people that enjoy the challenge more, are going to be like, oh, this is dumb. I don't like this anymore.
I'm not.
Why did he die? That was weird. Heads. Shouldn't be forced to play a certain way if the game is developed with flexible builds in mind. Yeah, I also feel like you should have... There should be, like... Full freedom, as far as builds are concerned, means everyone's going to be a stealth archer. Right? There is the common meme of... You know, you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a stealth archer. Right? For Skyrim in particular. But it's true for all games. As far as meta is concerned, if there is no shift in meta, people will find whatever is the most efficient and will pretty much all play that. It's not going to stop you from playing other things, but it's tough to avoid that lovely meta. Ah, grenade! Your ribs? That's a grenade. Ow. Oh, really? Another one? Where is she? She's right there. Hello? Oh, I was hitting the thing that's going across. Thank you for the assist. But yeah, I think if you don't have any shift in meta, and this is for a live service game, like obviously Skyrim is different because it is an RPG that is set. But if it's something that is like an ongoing game, like say Nightrain or this or Destiny or whatever, any sort of game that is even remotely live service, right? I think that the meta should fluctuate at a decent enough time frame that people can engage with what the meta is, have a fun time with it being awesome, and then move on. And it doesn't mean that their favorite playstyle is going to be nerfed into the ground, but it just means that there will be other things that are better. You know? But if somebody goes out of their way just to play the meta, and then is disappointed when that meta shifts, that's really a them problem. There's not much that you can do to get around that. That's really a them problem. Yeah, as far as balance and everything is concerned. Suddenly dealing considerably less damage. I didn't want the missile launcher. Ah, man. It's too heavy. Just drop it, man. Just get it out of your inventory. M for missile launcher, yeah. Drop. Go away. So many things I loved about Elden Ring. It was not only as hard as you made it, no difficulty option. It all depended on your willingness to figure out the game. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And granted, there's going to be people that play it and go, this is too hard, I can't do it. There's going to be other people that go, oh man, this particular weapon or whatever sucks, I wish it was better. Sure, that's going to happen. That's normal. But as far as Elden Ring is concerned, because it is something that is effectively set, it is a game that is not... it's not necessarily that it's not live service, but it's not like a continuing game. Like what it is something that is effectively set. So 10 years from now, it's going to be the same game. And I think in that case, they should try and make as balanced a meta as possible in the sense that everything should be feasible. And there will be things that some people find easier to do, but they aren't necessarily better, you know? Like, people might find it easier to wear a lot of armor so they don't have to dodge. That way they can avoid dodging. You know? They don't have to engage with the dodge mechanic. That doesn't mean that not dodging is better, it just means it's better for them. And if that happens to be the majority, that's just going to be how it is. I remember trying to do Dual Destiny and Final Shape, and it was straight up impossible because my really good Survival Moth build wasn't the top 1%. I don't understand. That's the two-player one, right? Why was that impossible? Why was that a problem? That's the two-player thing to unlock the Hooby-Dooby, right? No? PvP is a whole different situation. I don't dance with PvP. PvP, people that are hardcore into PvP and PvP metas and all that sort of stuff, they're just looking for arguments. Like, they're looking to PvP. Like, that's their whole thing. Not everyone, but in general, there's a reason. Oh, I'm entering an event area? Am I? Okay, I didn't realize. Okay. I was just here doing my thing. Like, working at the casino, there are certain games that I enjoy dealing, and certain games I find horribly boring. Even though watching something, like, say, poker, on TV...
No sense in chasing shadows. Eyes open.
Oh, he's right here. Ha! Say I don't like dealing poker. Hate it. Hate dealing poker. Because I find it horribly boring. Because the players take things very, very seriously. Oh, the event's gone? Okay, we gotta find them. What are we doing? Why are people green? Oh, it's a Space Ranger? Doing things, apparently. He's an astronaut. Ooh, stuff. Ah. Okay. Good. That was good. I don't know what that is, but I guess it's a bounty hunt. That's fine. Happily just making my way up the map. Hello. Anywho. But yeah, there's always going to be people that complain about different difficulties one way or another. There's going to be people that complain about there's a lot of black powder rifles and stuff. There's going to be people that complain about difficulty because it's too hard or it's too easy or they've changed their favorite way to play or whatever. Because I mean that's what meta comes down to. A meta conversation isn't about which weapon is best. It boils down to difficulty. Right? That is purely what meta is. Right? And people go, "Oh no, but it's not because in PvP because I don't want to play that way, and therefore it's like, okay, so that's not the thing. Like, you want everything to be viable, which means you want everything to be the same difficulty, right? Because currently, unless it is a broken meta build, which is usually something that is unintentional, if it is a meta build that is on purpose, like the devs go, yeah, we know that's the meta at the moment, and your build is not that, and you are not engaging with more viable builds, then that is a difficulty choice. That is not a playstyle choice. Because if you want a game that only has one... if you want a game that doesn't change and everything is perfectly balanced, then you will get very bored of that game very, very quickly, because you will never encounter anything different. Right? Oh, but everybody can make everything and you'll always be encountering different people. Yeah, until you don't. Because people will always find the best meta, share it with their friends, share it online, do whatever, and then that will be all you come across. It's like, oh, but everything's viable. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. It certainly is. That's not what it is. It doesn't work like that. There is always going to be something that is 1% better. And when a majority, and in this case, because there's so many different options, a majority could be 20%. But when a majority of people find that meta and they stick to it, that's all you're going to see. Because you're going to get destroyed by the thing that is the best more often than anything else. So you'll be like, oh my god, this thing is broken, the meta sucks. But when it's yours, when your meta is 1% better, and you are the one that is better, you will find kinship in those around you that are using the same build, and you will find joy in being only 1% better than everybody else. Because that's just how human nature is. And again, none of this is about any specific individual. This is just people. Right? And that's why metas need to shift. That's why they need to regularly change in games that are live service games. In games that are set in stone, everything should be as close to being equally viable as possible. Because then it comes down to a more raw difficulty discussion. For something like this, that doesn't really have PvP, I mean it does, but it doesn't, then it's a matter of what kills the enemies the quickest. And if it's a Gatling laser while running around with power armor, that's what you're going to see the most of. If it is, you know, somebody using a man opener and a melee build, that's what you're going to see most of. You know? Because I like to play like this, I get into a lot of situations where I'm like, I can't. This is too... Like, I couldn't take this build into a raid. Because it's just not balanced for it. But it's what I enjoy doing. And one day, maybe that'll change. Maybe this will be a broken way to play, and I'll see a lot of people playing with no power armor and this particular weapon. You know? Heard Night Rain. Bro was a new player. I couldn't expect him to balance it out. I had to carry. Well, I mean, that's... I don't understand the problem there. Got to do a Celebrant Sickle or Torch only run and complain that the game's hard. Yeah, exactly. That's that. Like, if you see, people don't see it as challenging themselves, right? People see it as, but that's the way I want to play. Like, can you imagine if somebody came into a game and went, oh, but I don't want to wear armor because I like to not wear armor in games because I'm a nudist and I just want to run around in my underwear or with nothing on, and I want that to be good. It's not going to be good. I'm sorry. You can't turn around and be like, oh my god, this game sucks because I can't play the exact specific way that I want to play. If you come into that and you face that, you know, this game is tough because I'm playing this is the way I want to play, and it is not, oh, that's fucking horrible. It is not, that's a player's fault though, that's not, anyway. If the way that you want to play is hard, then it comes down to the same point of, like, it's not about the meta, it's about the difficulty. If you are choosing to play a very specific way, and that is too difficult for you, then that is about you. And that is about you saying, this is too hard. Because if you don't want to change the way you play and get engaged with the game in a different way, then you're going to be hitting a wall. So you can either pick to play the way you want to play, but it's going to be tougher, or quit. Or change build. Was the original thing that I was looking for. Change build. You don't like the way that your build works? You don't like the way that you want to play? Okay, change build. I don't want to change build, I want to play this way. Well, then it's going to be tough. But I don't want it to be tough. So you want it to be easier? Well, no, I want my build to be better. Why? Because it's too hard. It's not a viable build. Yeah, so change build. No, I don't want to. I want to play this way. So you want it to be difficult? No, I want it to be easy. So it's a difficulty question, not a build question. Do you know what I mean? And that's sort of the viability of things. That's where it comes into. Because it is about the difficulty, not about your personal desire of like your personal way of playing. Because when it comes down to it, that's irrelevant in the long run, unless something is broken in the game, which is something that is going to be fixed. On my last run, I used a different weapon ability for every boss, and sure, a third of them sucked, but it was so much fun. Exactly. But you can recognize that a third of them sucked. And if you were somebody that was like, no, but I want to play this way, and it's bad, and that's the developer's fault. It's like, well, yes, everything should be balanced and should be viable, but like if you go and do something that's kind of like, I'm going to play with torches. This is my main weapon. I'm using torches, or I'm using whips. Good luck. You know that it's not going to be... There's a reason that you're choosing to do that. If that reason is not because it's going to be harder, you're probably going to have a bad time. I don't, but that's personal preference. I just beat Fallout 4... I beat Fallout 4 28 times and didn't mind it not changing. Yeah, but that's a set in stone game, so see, that's different. So a game like Fallout is something... Fallout 4, sorry, is something that's set in stone. Right, it's not different. And like, people are going to be like, oh, but you can mod it. That's not the conversation we're having. Thank you for the posture check and for the Estus. The good stuff, sorry. The other one. I'm throwing in ranked Night Rain right now. Going to... something. Dual Destiny isn't supposed to be the easiest thing. You can't expect to use the off-meta option and beat it with a new player on your team. Yeah, basically. Like, even if you have a meta option. Like, if you have a new player coming in, and you've been powering through stuff, and they don't have the gear for it, like, it's not that type of game. Like, they're gonna have a bad time. Oh, here, let's do this, because then you'll unlock this thing. They're not ready for it. Well, then that's on them. Right? Or it's on you, if you want to take the responsibility of taking them through other stuff that is going to make them better at the game, from practice, or from gearing up, or leveling up, or whatever. You take them in there when they're not ready, that's a you problem. Because you know. And if it's too difficult, and you need to carry... that's, you know what you're getting yourself into. Oh, but we were already in there, and it was, we didn't, because we thought that he, yeah, well then you found out, and you persisted. I mean, it's a difficulty thing, not a meta thing. It all comes back to difficulty options. It all comes back to difficulty options. That's what it boils down to. And the difference between a live game, they're not all live services, so there's exceptions to the rule, obviously, but a live game and a set game. You know, I would consider Diablo 3 to be a live game, even though it kind of wasn't for a while, and then it was. You know, something like Balatro, right? Balatro is a set game. But if old mate turns around a year and a half from now and starts adding new jokers and stuff in every 3 months, unless he is being very careful with them and balancing them very, very carefully, that becomes what is the equivalent of a live game, because you might have jokers that come out that are actually better or worse or whatever. Dual Destiny is a great mission for learning how to play mid to end game. It's also a good mission to learn that sometimes you're undergeared. Well, yeah, but if you find that out, then you need to engage with that fact. You know what I mean? Like if you find out that you are undergeared, you find out that you are not ready, so be it. Like, you're gonna learn. Like, I'm sure that unless you went on to LFG or you had friends that had already played or whatever, everybody's first raid experience didn't beat the raid. Unless they were masochists that were in there for 12 hours, everybody's first raid experience, legitimate raid experience, not one where you got carried through by randoms, any legitimate raid experience, they didn't beat the raid. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And that's okay. But you didn't go, oh, this is too hard, I don't want to play anymore. Or, oh, my guns don't work. Oh, I want to play through the raid. I want to play through the raid melee only. Why can't I be a punching guardian? It's the way I want to play. You know, because that's not how it works. That's not what that is. Oh, but it should be good. I've got Winter's Grasp. You know, I've got not Ursa Furiosa. What's the Titan punchy one? Anyway, I've got punchy stuff on. Why can't I punch the boss to death? Like, because you're not one of the 0.001% of YouTubers that go and make stupid videos like that. And even then, they probably ran that boss about 100 times before they actually got that recorded moment. What are we talking about? Game balance? Yeah. Yeah, like the difference between meta and difficulty and how they boil down to being one and the same. That reminds me, I never beat Salvation's Edge and Desert Perpetual. Melee builds should work on Witness. See? That's what I mean. Like, it's funny to, like, say shit like that, but there are people out there that genuinely think that. I'm sure there's more in this town, but I'm just gonna motor along. Actually, no, there's, like, lights and stuff. Right. Obviously there was enemies here at some point, yeah? If somebody came through here and plasmaed it. Am I in combat? What's going on? Looks like there's a red rocket over that way. I don't know how far, but maybe we head in a rough that-a-way direction. But I haven't completed a raid since the Leviathan. Ooh, what are you? Radhog, hey? That's new. They go down quick. Uh-oh. Hello. Uh-oh. He's matrixing all my bullets. Hello? Are they just under me? Where are they? Oh. Hi. Hello. Oh. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Break his legs. don't know where the other ones are. They worry me. Man, this guy is not squishy like his friends. Does he have any? Oh, he's got a little bit in the torso. Everything's broken. Oops. Please don't be another alpha. Break its legs. Yeah, good. You led your family to this. They didn't have to do this. I could have come over there and killed you. Oh, you're not dead. Sorry. Ha! Thought he was. Some people refuse to kill non-boss enemies in Dark Souls and complain that they get ganked later. As in, like... What do you mean? As in they don't clear out the enemies and they're running to the boss and get destroyed on the run back? Or as in they're not geared up enough? Like they haven't got enough XP? I'm not sure which way you meant. I understand it's probably a joke, but... Yeah. It's all fun and games until you realize that I could solo Crota's End in D1 with even the most mediocre build, because there's a difference between this is going to be tough but I can suck it up, and no, you're forced to deal with 80% of the stuff here this exact way with this exact build. Fuck you. Yeah, of course. And it's and like Crota could be soloed because of the way the mechanics were, but mechanics aren't about the meta. You know, you could solo Crota because he had a very specific set of mechanics that could be done by a lot of different builds. You just had to do some very specific things if you wanted to solo it. What the fuck is going on over here? Oh, that's a player. Oh, it's a bounty hunt? Oh, I've got a feeling that everything just died. Oh no, they're launching the flare. The cleaner? They're done. This is obviously the way public events work in this one. Oops, someone's down. Get him up. Give him a rescue. That was another one. That's a bunch of legendaries. Okay. Yeah, good. Oh, that exploded. Hey, I leveled up. Even better. Woohoo! Anyway, what were we talking about? Yeah, champions aren't difficult, but they're literally antithetical to the core foundation of Destiny. It's not about stupid decisions, it's about not even getting a chance to stumble around with your stupid decisions. I agree with you in part. I know, right? Oh my god, you agree? You're not just arguing? I agree with you in part. I think that the champions do need more options. I think they introduce more options with, like, the way that, like, certain effects affect... Like, it's not just... Well, it just has to be sidearms that break barrier champions this season, which is kind of like what it was. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not much, about, like, how it was when it started. It was like, this is the way that you deal with barrier champions. It's this specific gun. And it's like, oh, man, that sucks. Like, I don't want to... Like, who wants to carry a sidearm in a tough Nightfall? It's like, okay. But, that said, I think if there are enough options in place for a barrier champion, that can be interesting. Because effectively a barrier champion was just a different way for them to do match game. You know? Which again, with enough firepower, you could overwhelm match game. And I think that with enough firepower, you should be able to overwhelm barrier. But I do think that there should be just certain things that are weaker to it. It's the same with Halo. Like, you could technically pop an elite shield with an auto rifle or a battle rifle, but it wasn't going to be that straightforward. It wasn't going to be an easy thing to do. But if you used a charged plasma pistol shot, you could pop an elite shield in one go. You know? Like, there is definitely a way to do it. And depending on the situation, it could be a good way to do it or a bad way to do it, but... I'm sure someone somewhere just saw me scrap something and they're like, oh my god, no, that was good. No, it's gone. Considering this is new DLC, new expansion, it is, everyone's probably pilfering everything off all of the shelves all the time. You can solo Crota because you deal damage with the sword from the raid, not a weapon in the meta. Yes, exactly, that's what I mean. Like, the mechanics are very specific, but you could do it with pretty much any build. So your build didn't matter as much. But do you want your build to not matter? See, that's another thing. Like, how even does it have to be until your build doesn't matter? Like, do you want the choices that you make to matter? Do you want to be able to kill an enemy easier if you're using a void weapon to pop a void shield? Or are you going to stretch out the whole, like, decision-making thing to be like, but I want to use flame weapons, and I want people's void shields to be broken with flame weapons because I think that elemental shields are dumb because it restricts me to having to use void weapons on void enemies. It's like, how far does that go? You know? Because then it's like, if you stretch it out to a stupid degree, right? This is way beyond a point that anyone's going to argue. But, oh, you deal more damage to enemies if you hit them in the crit spot. Right? If you get a headshot on an enemy, then it deals more damage to them. I don't like that. I like shooting enemies in the legs. I prefer to shoot them in the legs. Because when I shoot them in the legs, it feels good. It's better. And I find it easy to aim. And it's like, what, if you shoot him in the head, it deals more damage, and I don't like that. I don't like having to shoot him in the head. I'd prefer to shoot him in the legs, and I think that this game is... It's just, it doesn't... Nah, I don't like it. You know what I mean? And that's obviously way beyond. This is a huge exaggeration. But that's like the sort of end point of this conversation. It's like, how far do you stretch that? Because what is comfortable for you in a meta is comfortable... Like, it might not be comfortable for somebody else. It might be too far for somebody else. It might be not enough for somebody else. You know? I feel like champions are also about getting geared right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that having the right amount of options there and stuff. I gotta read this letter. William. Hold on. William, please make sure to air out the basement when closing the store. The smell is starting to crawl its way out, and we can't let the customers know. If people raise concerns, we'll get a health inspector visit, and everything will be ruined. Oh. Oh, I can't even pick it up. It stays here. There's no, do you want to pick up this letter? No, it just stays here forever. So we're gonna go to the basement. Basement? Basement. I didn't think we were arguing. No. I'm not arguing. I'm saying it is an argument. It's not like a, you suck, you're wrong. Like, we're not fighting about anything. Like, you can debate something quite happily. Like, I'm enjoying the conversation. Quite happily. Yeah. I enjoy the topic as long as it doesn't get in the way of the stream. No, not really. I do want to read the letters and stuff that we're going around to, but I'll stop to do that. Will, I'm leaving. We couldn't even give our child a proper burial. I know you keep telling me we did all we could, but that's not enough. I can't stay here anymore. Goodbye, my love. Oh, she didn't say to go to the basement. Is this them? Maybe. How do I get to the basement? The basement of the store, right? You said the store? So that could be, or it could be the Red Rocket itself. There's Destiny 1 as a perfect example again. Shields take 3 times as long to break without matching damage types. So you wanted to gear up for the right enemies, but when I didn't have one at a high enough level, I didn't feel locked out, I just felt stupid. Exactly, exactly. And I think that's one of the errors with barrier champions. That's what I'm saying. Like, barrier champions need to be able to be overwhelmed with firepower. Same with all of them. They all need, and technically you can with the other ones. Barrier champions are more of the exception. You can have overwhelming firepower to defeat the other champions. As tough as it may be, it is possible. Like, oh my god, they healed too quick. Yeah, but it's possible. It's still possible. It's not the point. You get something that is just unbelievably broken, you'll get there. I'm going to break that down. But, you know, it is what it is. As far as shields popping and that sort of stuff, if you can overwhelm it, I think that's good. But you're saying you were comfortable with that, but there's going to be people that are like, nah, I would prefer that they're just, all the shields are just shields, like it was with Halo. And you're like, well, it wasn't. The shields were energy shields that could be broken by energy weapons. They just didn't have a flavor. You know? I can't differentiate Jack's meta and matter if it isn't in context. Meta? Matter. It's the eh and the ah. Bobblehead can go away. Everything else is fine for now. So you're going to see a lot of people that, like, from reviews and stuff that I saw, there are people out there that are going, oh yeah, this DLC really doesn't have much to it. I haven't even got to the second part yet. Like, I haven't got to the main town. And I've been walking there. But there's going to be a bunch of people that come to this spot, they get hit, they go to the arena that was down here. They do the arena, and then it says go up here, so they fast travel back up to this spot. And then they run straight here and ignore everything else and do the next step of the quest. When has that ever been Fallout? When has that ever been Fallout? And they go, oh, it was over and done with in 2 hours. You're like, yeah, because you didn't play the game. Like, what do you mean? I found notes and stories and things to do and this and that and the other, and if you didn't, then, and you complain that it's over too quick, that's you. That's your choice. You did that. Like, it is a cousin to the conversation that we're already having about difficulty. It is about time spent exploring. You want to skip the in-between stuff, that's fine, do it, but don't complain that the bit that you did choose to play is over and done with too quick. Oh, but I wasn't interested in the other stuff. Okay, that's fine. Then you know, you had a plate, it had a bunch of different foods on it, you chose the one that you wanted, and then complained that you were hungry afterwards. There's more food there, you just chose to eat only the thing that you wanted the most, and then be like, there's nothing else on the plate. It's like, yeah, there is. You might not enjoy it quite as much. I like it. I enjoy this particular vegetable quite a bit. Just running around and looking at stuff and reading stories and notes and whatever else. But I quite enjoy the building side of things and, you know, whatever. Personally, I don't mind champions because you could just kill them even without stunning them. Yeah, but barrier champions, you can't, unless you do them in before they pop their shield. Which is funny because you say pop a shield and you say pop a shield for turning it on and turning it off. It's the same thing. Oh yeah, when the barrier champions pop their shield before you pop their shield, if they pop their shield, you have to pop their shield. Because if you can manage to pop them before they pop their shield, you don't have to pop their shield. English is dumb. The tail end of my return to D2, I just resorted to using Lord of Wolves for literally everything. Yes, including void shields. because it was that inexcusably good at the current meta. I was just really lucky that I loved that gun anyway, but it was still nonsense. Yes, but if it had been a gun that you hated, you would have complained about that meta. Oh, this is a player. Oh, this is a player base. Oh man, that looks like shit. I mean, it's better than some random boxes of stuff, but anyway, let's go and see if we can find this basement, hey? Before I hang too much shit on some random's base. I'm guessing it's like behind the counter or in the kitchen or something. And it's clearly that they have like a Sweeney Todd situation going on. That alone threw the entire idea of balance and fairness out the window. Yeah, but it's a live game. So if you had played that same content 6 months later, it would have been different. Or if you played that content 2 years later, it'd be different. I haven't finished Witch Queen. I'm not going to have the same experience as somebody that played Witch Queen when it came out. That's my fault. And that's my problem. If I wait for a meta that happens to be a build that I like, and not everybody's going to do that because they're like, I shouldn't have to wait. That's your choice. That's you. You are imposing those restrictions on yourself. Anyway, one of the best fun that I had was during a sword meta. I think it was season of the Go and Save Saint from Mercury season. Loved it. Sword meta was when they overhauled swords. Swords were great. Tons of ammo, flying around, Dawnblade. It was awesome. Loved it. Then what? The other stuff's alright. It's fine. Using Grand Overture for everything. Had the Catalyst for Overture and it still sucked when I tried it. Yeah, just challenges. Changes. It's good as hell. One of the highest total damage, great burst damage, and pretty decent sustain. Yeah. What are barrier champions? So barrier champions are... in Destiny, they're a type of enemy that occasionally an enemy can turn up out of the blue. That is basically like a super version of a stock standard enemy, and one of the modifiers that that enemy can have, kind of like legendary enemies in Fallout, how they can be like regenerating, or they can be like, you know, you have to kill them with melee damage or whatever. It's like that, except you deal them a little bit of damage, and they put up a shield that is impenetrable to everything except a handful of weapon choices. Right? So you have to use very specific things to pop their shield. But that shield is also not permanent. So it does go down on its own. It's like a timed thing. If you pop their shield, they get stunned and take way more damage for a certain period of time. If you don't pop their shield, they regen all their health, and then you do it again. If you can burn them down before they put their shield up, and you kill them before they manage to put their shield up, they die. If you don't, you have to pop their shield, otherwise they just regen health. Delicious S. Oh, not S, just fucking the other one. You know what I mean. You know the thing I'm talking about. Pretty sure it was nerfed right when I did Final Shape. Barriers have cooldowns until they repop their shield. Yeah, exactly. You still complained about it? Yeah. Osteostriga is still pretty good. I don't know if they finally butchered it, but it was good for all those years that I mained it. So this is the thing. You're happy playing something that is meta as long as it is something that you enjoy. That's not me having a dig at you. That is human nature. As long as the meta is something that you like, it's fine. If it's something that is broken, i.e. the developers go, hey, this is overpowered and shouldn't be like this, and then it gets nerfed, so be it. That wasn't meta, that was a glitch. But if the meta is, this is the way the weapons are, and these ones happen to be better. If it's something that you will enjoy, and this is human nature, not you specifically, if it's something that you will enjoy, hey, cool, sick, I love this, this is great. If it's not something that you specifically enjoy, or even worse, if it's something that you're like, I don't like that gun, I can't stand it, and it's suddenly the best. I mean... wasn't meta, but Witch Queen was the start of the artificial difficulty spike garbage. What's artificial difficulty spike? I haven't noticed any artificial difficulty spike in Destiny. In all, because I go back once a year and play all the content from the year, I don't know what you're talking about. People keep talking about this artificial difficulty spike. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen any artificial difficulty spike. I feel like it's thrown around as a difficulty spike. But people are like, oh, it's artificial difficulty. No. Destiny's never been particularly mechanics heavy, except in raids. I was advised not to use it for everything, but I could when I wanted to, so it wasn't at a point of parity yet. My favourite meta was Cold Heart. Cold Heart was really good. Yeah, that was really a lot of fun. Customer complaints. Oh my god. I've been fucking around for so long that people have respawned. Get out of here. Oh, they explode. Hmm? Oh, hi.
You made me. Mike, you made me bleed.
My leg!
Your turn. Shit.
Hey! Damn you! Witness our strength!
You made me.
I made you war. Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Swift-footed outlaw, hey? You got a baseball bat. Oh, there's someone else here. That's probably why everyone respawned, because he's probably doing like a bounty and spawned them all. Hello? Ha, you're above me. Get out of here.
Shit.
This'll be fun.
Will it? I'm gonna go back inside. Bobblehead. Abraxo. I heard Stasis Meta was completely destroyed PvP, but I wasn't there. I wish I saw that go down. Yeah, but that's... I mean, anytime that they release any new subclass, it's always been overpowered. Anything new has always been overpowered in PvP. I think that's partly by accident, sure, but I think a lot of it is to sell the DLC. Because if you're a PvP player and you don't want to buy the DLC because you're like, nah, I'm pretty happy with everything. I think we're all good.
Rust.
Hello.
Rust.
No, not that. Okay, bye. Then you're gonna buy the DLC because you're like, well, but this is better. You know? Can somebody enlighten me what artificial difficulty is? Exactly. I think artificial difficulty is when they're like, it's people are saying it's too easy, let's just double the health of the boss. Which, I don't, like... I don't like the term artificial difficulty. Because it's not, it's just difficulty. Like, well, it doesn't make the boss harder, but it does, because clearly you're having a problem with it. Like, it doesn't make it harder, it just makes it take longer. Okay, that's cool. So it's not any harder for you then. So it's not artificial difficulty. It's not any more difficult.
Now we've got you.
Hello.
You made me.
I made you what? I made him something. I made him boom. Anyway, he's dead now. Like, makes boss take longer, therefore is artificial difficulty. You sort of go, well, it's not. Because it's not any more difficult for you. It just takes longer. Which could be argued to be more difficult, but isn't actually more difficult, so to speak. I don't know what I keep looking at when I spin past shit and people are like, it's like, oh look, you found more stuff. Because if that's an argument that people are like, no, but it is, technically it's because it's artificial, because then if you don't play a mage that can three-shot a dragon in the Dark Souls games, then you are choosing to play with artificial difficulty. That's the argument. Oh, no, but that's different. No, it's not. Because anything other than that makes the fight take longer. which makes it more difficult. Shock horror. It's a cyclical argument. Like it's something can be easy, something can be hard. You can have a problem with it, but it is not artificial. If that's what artificial difficulty is to you, that's not what it is. Where the fuck is this basement? I need basement door. Is this a door to the oh. I thought it was a door to outside. Was there playing Arc Titan because I was broke? Yeah, that's a perfect example. Couldn't get the DLC, so couldn't play the matter. I'm pretty sure that's why they did it, in part. Not so that you couldn't play, but you know what I mean. I think there's going to be a Wendigo down here. Legit question, not a jab. Do you ever use a different gun? Yeah. Yeah. I've got a few. Well, I've only got 3 on me right now, but I use this one as well, which you can't see because I'm stealthed. I got this one, which is like a. But again, that's just because that's how I choose to play. Before this, I had my my pepper shaker. No, not pepper shaker. Sorry, the Gatling gun. Love the Gatling gun. Had that for years. Had the Gatling gun for years. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But the reason that I loved it is because there was a glitch that made it broken. Didn't make the shots themselves more powerful, but you could fire it way faster than it was supposed to fire. And that's why I was enjoying using it. Hello, trap. Mine. Hello, tripwire. Can I... Hey, whoa! Okay, so we got a second shotgun around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh. For context, Duskfield grenades by default had a 30-second cooldown. Frees you for 5 seconds after staying in it for 3 seconds, reduced your visibility, pulls you in, and reduced your accuracy to the equivalent of an opening shot, but reversed. Yeah. When I say artificial difficulty, what comes to mind is the convalescence missions of... convalescence missions of Final Shape. When we did it, he straight up told me he's never seen this much force-feeding bullshit in his life. So I agreed to just drop it. I don't know what that is. What were the convalescence missions? What is that? Is that a weapon? Like, sure, call it a skill issue if you want, but I just don't have the patience for 3 quests where literally every damn thing has 8,000 force mechanics tied to it that are just a nuisance, and in no world would I call it fun. Some people would, though. So, like, that's again where you would draw the line specifically. So that's not necessarily... Like, again, I don't know what you're talking about, but from the way that you've described it, that sounds more like it is something that you are... It has gone beyond a certain line for you, and you're like, this is too much, I don't want to play this because it's not fun anymore. And that's fine, but there's going to be somebody else out there that's like, this needs more mechanics. It's almost there. And they might be in the 1% minority of people and are, you know, talking shit or whatever. But, like, that's kind of what it boils down to, is it's like how much of it is actually... Like, there's some stuff that's like again, there's a difference between artificial, like, difficulty, I guess, and tedium. I remember the exotic swords in Destiny 1. That shit was tedious. That shit was tedious as fuck. I hated it. Because it was, go out and collect, like, 200 relic iron or some shit. Or it was like, get 100 of this thing that can drop from relic iron, but doesn't every time. It has like a 20% drop chance or some shit. And I hated it. I got the sword, but I hated it. Doesn't mean it was more difficult, it just means it was shit. Tedious, annoying, whatever. The mission for Microcosm? I don't know Microcosm. Is micro... No, that's Divinity. I'm thinking of Divinity. Okay, so yeah, they were eating people. 100% were eating people. I don't know why these guys have to have been shot or something, because it's not like they were trapped. It looks like just a little setup down here. I'm not seeing any notes kicking around though. There's a smell coming from the basement and we hate it. Yeah? It's because we're living here or... Like this looks like it was barricades because they were set up for a shootout or something. No holotapes or anything. There's a bedroom down here. I'll double check it. Book, a bed. Yeah. I guess they were trapped in here. They had like the days counting down. Or whatever. I don't know. Keeping prisoners and stuff. Lunacy are not forgotten almost made me quit PvP. Oh, I just didn't get them. I just didn't get them. I went, oh, they're the most powerful things at the moment. I'm not doing that. I remember watching you do the Microcosm missions. It's the spiced up variant of Final Shape's last 3 missions. I haven't done them. I don't know Microcosm. Don't have it. Sorry. But if it's the same thing, then you just sure. Okay. But I mean, if that's what, if adding mechanics is what you call artificial difficulty, how would you make it more difficult? Double the health of the boss? Because depending on your build, that makes it more tedious. You see the balance problem? Like, there's a lot of different little moving parts, and it's like, maybe the mechanic sucked. Maybe it was a shitty mechanic. Maybe it was like, pick up the ball and throw it in the thing 16 times, and then you can move on with your life. Don't know. You were watching Lakchapara? Yeah, probably. Where whole gangs of Wyvern can two-shot your hunter at max defense stats? Okay. Don't get shot. I mean, that doesn't sound like artificial difficulty. That sounds like actual difficulty. Don't get hit. Like... This is coming from a mage that would be one-shot by things in Dark Souls and found that fun. So please, take everything that I'm saying with not just a grain of salt, but an entire truckload of it. Ah! But like... Fuck, I knew there'd be more. Hello. Hi. Oh, another bobblehead. There's bobbleheads everywhere here. Follow the rules of 1, kill everything, 2, don't die. They do it the way the Warmind DLC did it. One of the most notoriously difficult events at the time, just have a shitload of enemies for spectacle. Yeah. That was fun. And it was difficult. And it was definitely made easier by adding more players. I remember teeing up with friends at the time and we would queue up separately to the same place and hope to get in the same instance so then we could invite a bunch of people in. And it was so much fun. So much fun. But
The Rust King demands strength.
if increasing the difficulty is add more enemies,
The king would notice me
that
then.
sounds not far off. Double the health of the boss. Granted, one's more fun than the other, don't get me wrong. I'd rather 100 enemies that have 1 HP than one enemy that has 100 HP. But... And you know what I mean. Don't be like, well, you could kill the one that has 100 HP anyway, because my gun does this now. I'd rather 100 enemies that take 1 hit to kill than 1 enemy that takes 100 hits to kill. Because Destiny is a big power fantasy as far as... Bang. As far as like annihilate everybody is concerned, like you want to be able to feel like a god in that game. This is like the church in Flatwoods with like the registration thing and the they're like responders, except they're not responders by the looks. They're definitely doing tests or something on them, or just torturing them, maybe? I don't know. Ooh, Stimpack, where are you? Not that I need you, but... Ooh, another one of them. Got a few of them now. But I do agree, it is better to add more enemies than it is to just make enemies tougher. But it doesn't sound... necessarily like it is a... Like, it sounds pretty... Like, to me... Because I don't know specifically what people talk about when they say, oh, that's artificial difficulty. Because, I mean... Okay. But to me, the way I interpret it, it is a matter of... lazy difficulty increases. I.e. Just give them all more health. You know? Like, increased difficulty from my perspective is something that is like, on easy mode, this boss has 3 attacks. On hard mode, this boss has 5 attacks. On nightmare mode, this boss has 6 attacks and a second phase, you know? Like, that's increased difficulty. It's a completely different situation that you need to not start from scratch, but it needs something else that you need to learn. They kind of overdid adding enemies. They're doing it everywhere now. I'd rather take puzzle mechanics. Yeah, puzzle mechanics are good. Puzzle mechanics are great, but can only be done once. And I think they're great for exotic missions. Because you don't run exotic missions a ton of times. Except for like catalysts and shit, I guess. Whereas day-to-day stuff, tons of enemies. Do it. Make it happen. Shut the fuck up, Stream Elements. You're talking too much. I had fun with it because I didn't constantly have to deal with 50 enemies plus 6 wyverns that all two-shot me if I stop because, oh, I don't know, I'm on a timer while having to pick up slow-charging buffs that are the only way to damage them while having to watch out for an instant kill timer effect while having to do takedowns for ammo. That sounds pretty difficult to me. Like, there's nothing about that sounds artificial. That sounds pretty tough. That's a pretty hard thing. What was the reward that you were doing it for? One of my favourite encounters was Insurrection Prime, Scourge of the Past, final boss. Oh, have we crashed? Nope, we're just loading. There's never only one Rad Scorpion. Really? Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. That was where I drew the line and got so pissed off that I just completely stopped doing any content where I had to carry my friend. Well, yeah, because it's not fun to carry people. I mean, that's fine. That's good. That's not the game. That's because either your friend is not geared up or... I'm not saying this to have a dig at them, but they just suck. And that's okay. Stream Elements don't listen to him. Hey, I can bully Stream Elements all I want. It was for the Microcosm Exotic Trace Rifle. Okay. Is it good? I haven't bothered going after it. Is it good? Is it part of the meta? Because, I mean, very much like Luna's Howl and the other one, Lone Wolf. No, not Lone Wolf. Fuck, what was it called? Luna's Howl and the one that's like Luna's Howl but slightly better. Yeah, anyway. If they're, basically, like, the best gun, but you don't want to do the content, don't do it. And if you have a problem with that and go, oh yeah, but I really wanted to, okay, do the content then. Like that's a you thing. Again, that's not a the game had artificial difficulty. That's mission's hard. It sucks. I need to get better gear, or I need to get more people to do it with, or I don't know. But like, it was too hard and I hate it. It's the developer's fault. Like, well, no, just figure out a different way to solve the puzzle that's in front of you. Again, I'm not having a dig at you. It's just like, that's where my mind goes. It's like, this is clearly not working. What is a different solution? And if you don't want to go through the process of getting a different solution, don't get the weapon. I never got Mountaintop. I never got Luna's Howl. I never got Redrix's Claymore or Broadsword, whichever one it was. I never got any of that shit. So I just couldn't be fucked. I don't do competitive PvP because it gives me the shits. I get way too tilted. You can charge Transcendence by damaging ads though. No need to stand in the puddle for too long. Oh, that's cool. What's this? Okay. Cool, I guess. Just walk around it. That's fun. Highway Town does look cool though. We get up on top, do we? That way. I didn't have enough prismatic fragments because a lot of the chests were bugged and I couldn't get them for a week. Damn. Did you jump back in a week later and get the chests? Couldn't use it because I was locked out of the meta. Oh yeah, if the chests won't open and they locked you out, then yeah, that's very true. Don't use the fragments to charge it, you can just use your guns. I don't like prismatic. Hot take. I don't like prismatic. Because again, funnily enough, it restricts you too much. People are like, but it's the best. Yeah, that's great. I don't like I want to use these grenades, not those grenades. I want to use these supers, not those supers. You know what I mean? And that's on me. And I choose not to use Transcendence. Even though in those missions, it would have been way smarter to use Transcendence because I could charge it without having to stand in the puddles. By the way, I had a pretty large chunk of the player base starting to agree with me, complaining that since Lightfall damn near every boss or mini-boss has multiple irritating invincibility phases on top of so much health that even the meta builds are resorting to cheesing. Invincibility phases are annoying, yes, I do agree with that. Invincibility phases are annoying. I think that that's a different conversation though. That's not about metas or health and stuff. Like it's related, but it's not what we're talking about. It is shitty to have an invincibility phase where you're like, well, I just popped my super, but oh well, I've just I can't use it because they're immune now. But saying, oh, a pretty large chunk of the player base is starting to agree with me, that's, yeah, that, I mean, that completely undermines the conversation because, one, I don't care, and two, why do you care? It's like, the player base is getting smaller and smaller. The people that are going to stay are the ones that, A, love the game as it is at the moment, which I doubt, or B, don't know how to let go. So if the player base is getting smaller, then the ones that are staying either love what's going on, that's why they're staying, or they're pissed off with the game and don't know how to move on. Which, of course, they're going to agree with you. So, you know, and you have that whole minority situation as well, as far as like, there's always going to be a vocal minority that argues with what's going on because they're like, this sucks, which brings us full circle. The 500 competitive PvP hand cannon kills in the second quest step triggers me so hard, but not forgotten that when I was fresh off 500 solo kills. Yeah, I don't like that. I like it when things can match up and I can be like, oh, I can do them both at the same time. That's great. But then when I get them out one after another, I'm like, ah, I don't want to do this. When it's like, get 50 void kills, now get 50 solar kills, now get 50 arc kills. I'm like, no thanks, I'm good. Like, give me the get 50 of each, sure, as long as you do it at the same time. But don't give me the whole, oh, get 50, now get 50, now get 50. Like, there's 150 kills. Let me do it all at once. Because while I was getting those 50 void kills, I got 10 solar grenade kills, and I got 8 arc melee kills. You know, depending on the situation, you know what I mean? But like, no thanks. Since I can't really provide much for this combo, I'm going to make this more fun for me, Cuttlefish, and some good stuff, and some posture check. Yeah, that's cool. You can, because you've played Elden Ring, and that's like we're using Destiny as an example, but overall, it's about difficulty and about what is acceptable, what is artificial, what is something that people are just going to whinge about no matter what.
Okay. Cuttlefish it is. Apparently this DLC is good. Yeah, I have heard that. I've heard it's good. But I bet you can find 10 YouTubers out there that said it's not. Most of the players either quit or are taking a break. Yeah, that's fine. Have you talked to all the ones that are still playing? Because if someone's quit or are taking a break, they're not currently playing Destiny, so they're not really currently a Destiny player. They might have an opinion, but the ones that are playing today, tomorrow, a week from now, they're the ones that you want the opinion on, because you're like, why are you still playing? Maybe they're like, because I just hate this game. Okay. Weird, but sure. I haven't looked into the DLC much. I don't mind Prismatic, but I'm too much of an Arc Titan fan. Yeah, exactly. Prismatic's fine. I don't choose it over the other ones. The big difference between Elden Ring and Destiny is that Elden Ring isn't a multiplayer what game? A multiplayer what game? Co-op game. It is. It is a competitive. Neither is Destiny. Destiny's not competitive. Destiny's co-op. People say, oh, there's PvP. Yeah, there's PvP in Elden Ring too. It's not co-op. Genuine question. If these mechanics aren't irritatingly bad and it's just me, how come they're actually killing the game this time? They're so often cited as the main reason for that. From a vocal minority. Sure. That's alright, I don't know who else they're going to listen to, because, like, I don't have a solution for that. But people quit because, all my shit's been sunset, I don't want to play anymore. People quit because, this game doesn't have as many weapons in Destiny 2. So it's like, you know, people quit because they go, there's double primaries. There's all sorts of reasons. It's just the flavor of the week. The mechanics are fucked. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's just the next thing in a long line of dominoes. Cuttlefish broke character? Yeah. Welcome. But no, Destiny's not competitive. No way. I hear a few people say, because there's nothing else like it, which I agree with, for better or worse, it's the only one of its kind. Yeah. But I mean, that's like staying in an abusive relationship. Like, at certain points, that's a you problem. Nothing against people that have been abused in relationships, but usually you leave. Like, if you, you know, touch a hot stove and you get burnt, maybe you don't touch it again. But if you keep touching it because you're like, it's the only thing in this house that feels hot. Okay, cool. That's your choice then. Two-thirds of the player base missing wouldn't be a minority. They're at an all-time low and it ain't going up this time. Well, no, because that's not the... I think you're missing the point. It's not going up. It hasn't been going up. It isn't. Hasn't been for a long time. They could release the best DLC ever. They could fix all of the problems. People aren't coming back. They're just not. It's past its high point. It's not coming back. I don't think it's dead. It's way more popular than a lot of the live games out there. How do you know it's not going up? Because they talk about it all the time. Anyway, Pocket Watch, pre-roll money, purchase piece. But, yeah, that has been, hold on, let's do that. Is there loose screws just here somewhere? Did I just see that? Where did I see that? That's all I did. Maybe I'm imagining things. Oh, another one of them. Yoink. I don't know what these are for. And they're probably very heavy. But yeah, that has been your 5 minutes. So I hope you got at least 4 minutes out of it. What are the... Are they flags? Or the power?
That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, look at this. This doesn't make sense. Wind is blowing from that direction. You can see all the dust blowing. It's going that way. All of these have their ropes going to the opposite direction. This is the equivocal flag blowing in the opposite direction of the wind that video games have suffered from for years. It's gone up quite a bit for Final Shape, just not enough because of Lightfall. Lightfall was a fuck up. Lightfall was a huge fuck up. Lightfall has a lot of problems. Granted, a small portion of that was meta issues and whatever, but Lightfall was something that they hyped up that looked really fucking cool. That was just disappointing. Jack getting rid of people one by one because he's jealous. Others are better than him. No, no one's better than me at Destiny. That's why I don't play. I don't want people to feel bad. Final Shape was actually really good. That one surprised me. Final Shape was good. But by no means did it come back to what it was at launch. People are like, oh, but Forsaken was huge. Yeah, but look at Forsaken's numbers compared to how many people bought Destiny. Like, compare the achievement numbers between people that, like, did the whatever is the default good job you beat the tutorial achievement in Destiny 2 with whatever the good job you've completed the story of Forsaken at the time, which is kind of pointless because it's not in the game anymore, but comparatively the player base, yes, it went up for Forsaken, yes, it was big, yes, they fixed a lot of their problems. Lightfall wasn't going to do that. Lightfall, a lot of people came back for Lightfall because it was the end. Because they could get closure. A lot of people that quit or took a break over the years could stop and finish things. They're not going to come back. They're done. I know many people that are just like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. Why do you want to play? Oh, it's life. Like, shit happens in 12 years. 10 years, whatever the fuck it was. I don't care. You know what it is. 2014 to 2024. 10 years. Life happens. People have kids, people change jobs, people die. It is always going to be hemorrhaging players because they suck at fucking bringing new players in, which is a whole different conversation. But they do. They suck at bringing new players in. If I survive, it means Jax thinks that I'm worse than him. At Destiny, I mean, I know you are because that's what I said. Like, I'm always better than everybody. Games always have a spike when DLC drops. They do, but it does depend on the DLC. Some, like, Final Shape was a big spike. They weren't going to bring people back to Destiny 2 being an 8-year-old game. I know someone out there is like, just fucking talk to the NPCs and go through the gate. They weren't going to be bringing back a whole bunch of new people to Destiny 2, which was a 7-year-old game, because they're starting a new storyline. Like, what was the last Guild Wars 2 DLC? Don't look it up. What was it? What was it called? Do you know the name? Do you know the basic story of it? Probably not. I don't. Not part of that community. I'm not going to start tomorrow. Even if it's the best DLC they've ever done. Even if it overhauls the game and fixes all of the problems that the players have ever had with Guild Wars 2. I'm not going to do it, because I don't feel like it. In the same way that people aren't coming to this, even though this DLC seems pretty good. They're not getting a metric crap ton of new players, because people have made their mind up. And they're going to consistently be losing people. And there will be spikes, and you'll see Season 2 of Fallout will come out, and there will be a spike in players, and people will play it, and then they'll move on. Stop playing? Yeah. I actually loved Lightfall's campaign. Yeah, Lightfall was good. But as a DLC, it was way overhyped. Like, it didn't do anything. It was a subclass. Like, you think of Beyond Light, comparatively, Beyond Light had more to it than just stasis. It wasn't all about, and now we're going to get this next bit of stasis, and now do this next bit of stasis, and for the next mission, go over here and do the next bit of stasis. Lightfall felt very like they were like, every step of this, because it was cut out, right? It was a section of Lightfall where they're like, well, Lightfall's, Final Shape, where they're like, well, Final Shape's not going to be ready, but we've got to release something. They didn't finish it in time, so they made it filler content. Like the first and last cutscene were just chopped in two. Yeah, exactly. It was fun and arcadey. It had its moments. I liked I think the location had a lot of potential. I think they wasted a lot of it, but I think that it had a lot of potential. There was definitely some benefits, some pros. But a lot of people quit at that time. A lot of people went, nah, this is bullshit. And they never came back. Even though there was a spike in players for Final Shape, there were a lot of people that played Lightfall and never came back. I got the closure I wanted. They delivered. It was not amazing, but it was great. And with the end game being a dumpster fire that I just argued it is, I'm never going back for any reason, not even the taken armor. Okay, cool. As long as you come to terms with the fact that you're like, nah, I'm done. Like, if you are upset, then you're not finished with Destiny, and Destiny is not finished with you. If you can come to terms with it and come to peace with it and go, yeah, it pissed me off, but it is what it is, I've moved on, then you're ready. But if you're pissy about it, if you still get upset at, like, Bungie did this and the microtransactions and blah, 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 you're not finished with Destiny and it's not finished with you, even if you never play it again. Even if you never ever play that game again, you never install it, you never watch another trailer, if you are shitty, it's not finished with you. If you are genuine about the fact that you are done, be done. But until you let go of all of it, like, don't lie to yourself. It pissed you off, it pissed you off. But if you're salty about it, which, judging by the conversation, there is plenty of salt there, then, I mean, that's something that you kind of need to work through yourself. If you could say, then why are you still mad about it? Because I wanted to. Because Destiny is the only game I've ever played exclusively for an entire year. It's special to me and it really hurts to have it be the worst experience that I've had in a decade. That's fine. That's good. It's not finished with you. Which means you're not finished with it. It will be one day. Trust me. I say this in all honesty. I have literally, physically cried about Destiny, the Destiny franchise, multiple times. Happy cried, sad cried, not like, oh my god, this story is so good, but about, like, effectively what you're talking about. I have physically cried. I remember seeing one of the original trailers for Destiny 2. I'm just going to walk off into the sunset. Or sunrise. I remember seeing one of the launch trailers of Destiny 2, one of the early trailers, and it was like Zavala awakening. He was like an astronaut, and it was just a CG trailer. I don't think there was even any talking. And it was just him awakening in a rocket, and then he wakes up, and it's like him walking across the land and finding stuff, and, you know, he gets like a stick and fights some Fallen and dies and comes back and whatever else. And I remember seeing that trailer, and because of the people that I had around me, community-wise, at the time, and because of where I was in my life at that time, I watched that trailer live, and I burst into tears. Happy tears, but I burst into tears. Don't know where it came from. Don't know exactly why, but it was a big deal. Later on, when it got to a point that I came to terms with the fact that my regular raid team, who I knew IRL, grew up with IRL, have all gone their separate ways, all live in different parts of the country now and have different lives and stuff, and they would never be in a situation where they would all be together all at once again, ever. It broke me. And it happens. That's something that I had to come to terms with, and that's okay. And I don't blame Destiny for that. If Destiny had been a better game, and it had been more addictive, or had a better meta, or was more fun, or had better missions, or more content, or more regular updates, or whatever, would it have kept them playing? Yeah, possibly. Sure. But just because it didn't, and just because it had things that I know, like, they didn't all quit because they were like, I have babies now, so therefore I don't play anymore. Yeah, sure. A couple of them did. But some of them quit because they're like, I don't like the game anymore. It's changed because of this, this, and this. And I'm like, yes, I agree with you, but you should keep playing. And they're like, no, I'm not interested. And that sucks. And that hurts. But that's the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Maybe it's just how I play games, but if the story is really good, I'll somewhat pay attention, but if it isn't there, I won't even register in my brain. Yeah, it's most stuff. Like, if you don't like it, then it's just shit. Ow, ow. Calm down, it's just rocks. Also, I'm a female character. What? Anyway, whatever. The only bad story that registered in my brain was Borderlands 3. I remember postcard moments of Borderlands 3. I don't remember much of the story. It somehow pierced my brain. Fog's Veil, yeah. I love Borderlands 3 gameplay. Just meet the characters. It's easily the most enjoyable gameplay-wise. I think it's funny that the subject has immediately changed. Well, serves me right for opening up to you guys, but you know what I mean. Like, sometimes shit sucks and it hurts on a personal level, but you'll be right. This is a player's house. It's got to be right. Yeah, because there's weird shittiness. Okay. How does he have 2 Collectrons? Hold on. How the fuck does he have 2 Collectrons? How do you have 2 Collectrons? White Spring Robobot Collectron? Oh, this isn't his. Is this his? I can't repair it. No, this isn't his.
Including cash,
Company repair bot. Oi.
jewelry.
Oh, no, it is. Never mind.
And
You can... There was a thing that you could get that would repair your base if it got damaged. I remember now. Hello, Athena. You're a shop? Oh my god, you're a shop. I want Athena. She's a shop. That's amazing. Player shop. Because I can't sell stuff to you, right? No, I can. Okay, not a player shop. Interesting. I like it. I sell a bunch of things because it's heavy. And it's weighing me down. Okay, well, anyway. This is the player shop. Couldn't finish the game. Shit sucking is better than sucking shit. Sure. Okay. I know it's scary to come to terms with, but it's okay to cry. You don't have to pretend it doesn't exist. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Could be green, could be orange. Oh, it's red! Upset victory! Alright, is this just a set animation? Is it always gonna be red? It looks like it. Oh no. Okay, cool. I like it. Picasso. I like it.
Nothing smells normal anymore.
Wait, how do you have Athena and... The hell? How do you have Athena and Astronaut Girl? Or is she part of Astronaut Girl's thing?
Oh, I thought I heard someone around.
No, that's not me. Shush. I never cried more than the time that I gambled and lost all my channel points. Damn, that's happened so many times though, so... You must have cried a lot. Okay, they like tubes. Sure, that's... That's good. Okay, we're one of them. Okay, yep, we're one of them. That's alright. No fall damage! Yeah, good. I think goat legs used to only be half full damage. Okay. Who are you? Let us chat.
You got nothing better to do than pester me?
Very rude.
Anything you need at all, Mac has you covered. I promise he didn't pay me to say that.
Okay.
Memory ain't what it was.
I get that. I'm not the crying type, but when I cry, things are scary bad, but I get it. I just deal with it another way, which is probably the not-so-secret spite I hold for people who allow my lifelong hobby to crash and burn. So, like, maybe 10 people on the planet that you probably don't know the names of 9 of them. That's okay. That's fine. I mean, you might have a certain set of skills. That's cool. And you know it's not healthy, so I'm not going to try and have that conversation with you. But, like...
Ghouls seem to just keep showing up here lately.
There's got to be better ways to do it. I'm not saying crying is going to solve everything, but...
Don't be a freeloader, and we'll get along.
Jack, I'm doing a group hug deck from MTG. What is a group hug deck again? What is... It's just a whole lot of enemies all attacking at once, isn't it? Or like a whole lot of 1/1s attacking all at once, or is that not...
Highway Town is as strong as its weakest resident.
It's an archetype that helps the entire table till you win in some weird way. Ah, righto.
Could use a break anyway. What is it?
She says, not taking a break. Who are you?
Call me Ollie. Everyone else does. This
Okay,
is
Frank.
really Olivia, but even my dad used to say it sounds too old money. And I'm anything but.
See. What do you do around here?
Only keeping everybody alive, I guess. I make sure the water pump is working and rust-free. And rust-free. Won't find clean water for miles and miles around, so let's stock up while you're here.
Are there any other towns around here?
Nah, no towns. Several Rust King's army camps, but this here is the only civilized place. By, Burning Spring standards, anyway.
Gamble more, cool down faster? No, just gamble more. Uses Arwen, Mortal Queen. She has indestructible counters, but I made it so that she makes more of them. Makes her kind of an adulterer, I guess. Nah, it's alright. Everybody knows that elves have a litter. Because it symbolizes her marrying someone. Ah. A litter of husbands.
Might not be great in this dump, but what's out there is worse.
Hey, you must be pretty good at this.
Thanks. This town still standing is testament to that. Even the Rust King goons come here to fill up on water. All that talk about being the strongest. Do you know who's strongest in the end? Thirst. The red stuff. You must have seen heaps of it all over the area. Blows in with the wind, comes up with the groundwater. It's nasty. Burns the skin, burns the eye. And if you get it in your water, you'll be doubling over for days. Older folks say it came after the bombs, but I wouldn't know. I was just a kid when they dropped them.
Right.
Trust me, you'd know it if I stopped.
Blasted heat.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
Thanks. There's probably been a new leak just in the time we were talking.
Nice. Okay. Look at this guy. Hello. NPC is getting up. Is he? Is that what that is?
Come to regale Pop with some conversation.
Sure, man. Who are you?
People call me Pop, and I don't mind. I tend the crops and the Brahmin, keep the bellies around town full. Not an easy task between the heat and the rust.
How'd you manage to grow anything here?
I have my secrets. Anything's possible if you know your soil and know your crop. We grow just enough that nobody starves. Nobody eats their fill either. That just builds character, if you ask me.
You seem friendlier than most people around.
Benefits of good parenting, I suppose. Treat folks the way you want to be treated. Sounds corny, but it goes a long way.
Is Albatross just gambling in chat 24/7? No, she's just her computer is my like monitoring setup, so I can like make sure if something crashes or if something goes wrong or whatever, it's there over to my left, so I can hear it if something fucks up. So she's logged in and lurking constantly. So she doesn't gamble, as far as I know. I think she gambled once since the reset. But she just lurks. Should check if it works when Jack's offline. I don't think so. It might, but I'm pretty sure if it does, it's a lot slower. Why does he look like Sean? Because he's an old man with grey hair, I guess? Maybe Alba's connected to Jack in some way. Oh my god. Secretly Jack's single? Yeah, secretly I'm both, and I just have a soundboard that does the sneezes. What do you know about the rust, man?
What does anyone know? It's death itself. It came after the bombs and took all the plants with it. I heard things started growing back in other places, but never here. Folks treat it like some kind of force of nature. But if you ask me, it ain't nature. It's us.
You're an old man with grey hair? I am. Spot on. Spot on.
Nature is fickle. Nature is brutal. Nature is dog eat dog. But nature doesn't eat itself like that. Not without a good reason. Whatever the rust is, could be we prodded nature into unleashing it on us. Or could be we straight up created it. Wouldn't surprise me. Of course not. The government would never do something like that. we're definitely not living on the ashes of something like that. But it could also be the Chinese dropping something on us. I remember they got desperate after Shanghai.
Oh yeah, because he would have been around long before the bombs dropped, huh? Could be a herbicide. Yeah, it could be from Abraxo. Could be something from Abraxo.
No telling. But there's merit to that. Certainly wasn't designed to up and kill us, otherwise we wouldn't be here. But if it's man-made, there's a special place in hell for the men who made it.
I'm surprised they're not all wearing masks. So what's the secret?
It's love. Love and care for all living things.
Okay, sure,
Just
but...
pulling your leg, kid, sorry.
Okay.
No, the dirt here is world-class awful. Trust me, Ohio wasn't like that before the bombs. It's a real secret. Ash and manure, alternating and some breathing room in between. In Burning Springs, there's plenty of both.
Okay.
Remember to drink plenty.
Responsibly. Sure, that's what he meant. I think he meant responsibly. She's Albatross's Hatsune Miku. Ah. The sneezes come from the Wi-Fi. Yep. You want to see this place nuked? When I logged in the other day to make sure it was all updated and everything,
Ain't what it was.
I saw that somebody had
Start writing things down.
there was 100% a nuke here, so you can. Somebody had nuked here. Highway Town.
Life may be rough around here during the day, but when it turns night, man, that sky gets me every time.
Need a fix. Gotta see Clark.
This is Highway Town.
But it's home.
Rat scorpion venom can dissolve sheet metal? Terrifying.
Shops and things and stuffs.
Next time those raiders show up, I'm shooting one.
Don't waste my time.
This town has a lot to give.
I'll have a conversation with someone in a moment. I just want to do a quick lap. They can't get back up here? Okay. Thought it might be an up at both ends situation, but apparently not.
Watch out for the Rust King's followers. Bad business.
Oh, I should sit up. Okay. Here's an idea. Is the Saint Don't Get Sentimental About Destiny challenge? If I start yelling at the Traveler, I gotta do 10 push-ups? I think start yelling about Destiny whatsoever. You can get sentimental. Sentimentality isn't bad.
Deathclaw yet? I was lucky to get away.
So much rust.
He's not okay. He's not okay.
I keep selling out of Radaway and Stimpaks.
Keep your
There's
head
more
down.
for me, huh?
More so than my
But
gun.
Place is pretty big.
Find the good stuff instead.
He can't find me here. He probably can. Doesn't matter. I'm going out to those raiders show up.
Here he is. Bounty hunting. Clean up the wasteland one bounty at a time. Pick up grunt hunts in the last resort. and complete them to unlock tougher bounty hunts. Finish grunt hunts to earn wanted posters for head hunts, or
What's out there is unless you've got business, keep on walking.
buy them from the ghoul. Start a head hunt by adding a wanted poster to the bounty board outside the last resort. Okay.
This place never runs out of bounds.
Delete a god roll every time so you get detached sooner. Oh shit, I completely forgot. Thank you for the good stuff. That's alright. It is what it is. It's like I've said on many occasions, it is never expected. But thank you for the resub, Robert, and thank you for the good stuff.
Unless you've got business, keep on walking.
It's a sunk cost fallacy at this point, I can't stop. Well, accidentally.
This place never runs out of bounds, does it?
Look, it's the ghoul. He is from the show. It is
You need a fix
Walton
to get
Groggins.
you through another day?
or whatever.
Clark has what you need.
Your life hit rock bottom too?
And he has things that I am going to pilfer.
All these bounty hunters running around. Only they could unite, we could stick it to the Rust King.
How you doing, butter? What's going on?
Damn this place. I'd get out if the journey weren't likely to kill me.
Maybe it will be safe to leave town one day. Maybe when rad hogs fly.
A lot of places to explore in this town.
Always good for business.
Hello.
Watch your back. Nobody here will do it for you.
Thank you for the Estes Pion.
Wish I knew where Matt gets all his stock from. Gotta be crazy running caravans through this wasteland.
New season soon.
Next time.
Yeah, that's why he's here. This DLC is like a tie-in to the new season.
May be rough around here during the day.
And
but
New
when it's
Vegas.
night,
Kind of. More like fan
Well, on
service than
campus.
anything, really.
Time to take on a bounty or two.
All ghouls look the same.
What?
I see.
You looking for a handshake?
I don't
or something?
disagree necessarily, but yeah, I see. Let's go like here. And then do this.
This heat is relentless.
Wait.
Rough on the lungs.
Ohio used to be such a green place.
Try that again. Do it with the light on. Sit.
These are tough times. I hope we can hold out here.
It'd 100% be a lot further over. Hold on.
Getting too much rust on my lungs.
Try there.
Awful stuff.
Them raiders will be back raising hell soon.
I realize the problem.
Jackasses.
I'm like, something doesn't look right. Something looks wrong. Wrong is the answer to that. Something looks wrong. That's better. Can't believe I'm walking around here. No glasses on. Terrible.
This place makes or breaks you.
Might not be great in this dump. But what's out
Having
there is
another
worse.
Infinity League soon, and I again can't pick a faction. What is an Infinity League? What does that mean? You say
Grabbed a
things.
sweet new shooting iron off a bounty.
And it's like you
said
came in and were
Crawford
like,
would just be caps.
this is what a barrier champion is. And I'm like, I don't know that game. Dad? Creepy smile. Ah! Worried? None. That'll do.
Might makes right.
He can kiss my ass.
There.
These are tough times. I hope we can hold out here.
Bodlings, that brings us to the end of this chapter. Oh my god, but you didn't talk to Walton Goggins. I know, I'm sorry. So if you're watching this tomorrow, 10 years from now, long after I'm gone, you're awesome, and I am sure you'll hear from me again. Catch ya.